Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Quiet Mercy, bed 04 17 2021. And today we are going to learn about narratives. And we will look at different types of narratives. The first one is fables and moral stories. Fables are short fictional stories that often feature animals or inanimate objects as characters. They often convey a moral lesson or teach a valuable life lesson in a simple, allegorical way. Example of a fable. A famous example of a fable is the tortoise and the hare. In this story, the slow and steady tortoise won the race against the agile but overconfident hare, teaching us the moral lesson that perseverance and steadfastness are more important than speed. Simple. Characteristics of fables. Fables often use an anthropomorphism in which animals or objects take on human characteristics to convey their moral message. They have a clear, concise narrative structure with a beginning, middle, and end with an explicitly stated or implied moral lesson. Functions of fable. They entertain readers with engaging stories and colorful characters, while also teaching moral values and life lessons. Fables can be used to educate children about important virtues such as honest, kindness, and hard work in a relatable and memorable way. The next is moral stories. Moral stories, also known as parables, are narratives that aim to teach a moral or ethical lesson. They often involve human characters and situations that reflect real life dilemmas and challenges. Example of moral stories. An example of a moral story is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. This story tells the tale of a boy who repeatedly raises false alarms about a wolf, leading to a loss of trust in his word. The moral lesson of the story is the importance of honest and consequences of lying. Features of moral stories. Moral stories typically have relatable characters and situations that allow readers to connect with the story on a personal level. They often present a problem or conflict and offer resolution that highlights the moral lesson being taught. Functions of moral stories. Moral stories serve to educate and inspire readers by representing ethical dilemmas and providing guidance on making virtuous choices. They encourage critical thinking, empathy, and reflection on one's own actions and values. Let us look at historical narratives. Definition. Historical narratives are stories or narratives about past events, people, or periods in history. They provide a chronological factual presentation or historical events, often with a narrative structure. Example of a historical narrative. An example of a historical narrative is the story of the American Revolution. This account details the events leading up to the revolution, the key figures involved, and its impact on the formation of the United States. 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 Characteristics of historical documents. Historical documents are based on factual information and are grounded in historical evidence. They often include details about the time, period, locations, and the actions of individuals or a group involved in the events being described. Functions of historical narratives. They educate and inform readers or listeners about significant events and moments in history. They also provide insights into the motivations, struggles, and achievements of people from the past, helping us understand the present and shape the future. The next one is explanatory stories. Definition. Explanatory stories are stories that are intended to provide information or clarify a concept. They are designed to explain complex ideas or processes in a simple and accessible way. Example of a descriptive story. An example of a descriptive story is the tortoise and hare. This fable explains the importance of perseverance and not underestimating others through the story of slow but determined tortoise and an agile but overconfident hare. Characteristics of narrative stories. Narrative stories often have clear, concise explanations, using appropriate character or situations to illustrate the concept being laid. They can also incorporate moral lessons or practical advice to enhance audience understanding. Functions of explanatory stories. The main function of explanatory stories is to educate and provide information to the public. They simplify they simplify complex ideas, making them more accessible and relevant. The explanatory stories can also engage audiences emotionally, making information more memorable and impactful. The adventure story definition. Adventure stories are stories that revolve around exciting and daring experiences, often involving exploration, risk, and thrilling escapades. They take readers on exciting journeys filled with suspense, action, and unexpected twists. Example of an adventure story. An example of an adventure story is Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. This classic tale follows the adventures of Jim Hawkins as he sets out in search of buried treasure, encountering pirates, treacherous waters, and hidden dangers along the way. Characteristics of adventure stories. Adventure stories often feature brave protagonists, dangerous challenges, and strange or dangerous settings. They often include elements of suspense, mystery, and a sense of discovery, keeping readers engaged and captivated. Functions of adventure stories. They provide entertainment and escapism, allowing readers to immerse themselves in thrilling and action-packed narratives. Adventure stories also inspire a sense of adventure, curiosity, and play in readers, encouraging them to explore the world around them. Conclusion. In conclusion, narratives are powerful vessels that places readers to different worlds, evoke emotions, and convey profound messages. Through the art of storytelling, diverse perspectives and human experience are woven into the fabric of understanding, fostering empathy and connecting individuals across time and cultures. And that is the end of our lesson. Let's meet in the next